Hello everyone, welcome to my video presentation. On In this video, we'll be talking about Python, using Python to analyze data. In this project, we are going to we're going to analyze a sales data. At the end of the analysis, we're going to print the total and average revenue. We're going to print the best performing month, plot the bar chart of the monthly revenue, then also plot the bar chart of the profit trend as the profit revenue. Then we also have the calculated percentage, the marginal profit margin percentage. We will also identify the months that is above average revenue. At the end, we'll save the analysis result to a new SCSV file. First, we need to import some libraries. The Panda library is used for data and table manipulation, while the Matplotlib is used for plotting graphs. We have the OS, which is used for file manipulation or file pathway manipulation. Then we have the datetime that is used to print the date and time. So this first part, this is the input part for our file, where our file is currently saved to, if any exist. Then here is the output where our file will be saved to at the end of the analysis. Then this one will print the current time and date in which analysis was done. Okay, so this one checks, it makes an attempt to read from the file. Okay, now if it does not exist, if no file exists, then a data sample is printed. But if a file exists, it is converted to a data frame, and here we save this data created to this location. Okay, so and here we'll now read the data successfully, and then our calculation, this part will check for data validation. We are going to require the month, the revenue, and the expense columns. Now if these things are missing, it will return a statement that they are missing, and the program will stop to exit. Okay, so the first thing, another thing we check is the data cleaning. Now if we check that there is no data in the database or data set provided, then we are prompted to fill it with 0 to avoid data uh, um, handling. So here we perform some calculation where we convert, rather we convert the revenue and the expenses into numerical value, and here we perform simple calculation where we look for the profit. Now to get the profit, we have to minus the expenses from the revenue, and here we calculate the profit margin percentage. Also, we use this part also talk about calculating average revenue, the total and average revenue needed for the analysis, and this one prints out the results of the time in which the data was analyzed, the number of months that was analyzed. This one will print out the total revenue, the average monthly revenue. This one will now print out the total profits, the average monthly profit, while this one will now be the breakdown of the revenue, the expenses and profit by month. And the eighth part will now what? Print out the month, the revenue, the expenses, the profit and profit measure revenue. Then in this part, we will now look for the highest performing month, using the revenue and the identity days of the month. And here we'll also look for the highest revenue. The highest revenue, that's the highest value. And here we use the mouse to help us find the highest revenue. And this is a printer statement for that. Here we look for the average revenue of the month that is above the average revenue, and this prints out the result. So with this, we present it creates a copy of the data frame for visualization. and this one help us to plot the pie chart for the monthly revenue. This talks about the size of the chart, and here are the bars of the items that will be in the bars, the month, the revenue, and here talks about the color of the bar. This is what we'll be seeing. The monthly revenue analysis talks about the size, the month, the size, the revenue, and what have you. So for adding data label on top of each bar, for each bar in it is going to loop through each bar and determine the height and get the highest bar. So at the end of all of the same thing applies here. This one is for the profit margin percentage trend. At the end of this, the data analysis result is copied. Create a copy of the data frame for export that will be saved, and this one is the analyzed result, the time in which result was analyzed. Why this talk about the exporting the analyzed data to a new CSV file, and this one will now print a successful message out that our data has been well analyzed and the result is being printed. If not, an error is thrown up and this is shown as the error. And at the end of the whole exercises, this is printed out to conclude. So we'll now run the program and see if actually it works. Come to run without the bug. Okay. So the best performing month December. So this is a monthly revenue analysis. Then this is the first graph. When we close this one, the second graph will come up. So as for the monthly profit margin percentage. Okay. So when I close this again, then the file will be saved to a memory location. So it has been saved. So that is the end of my project. Thanks for watching.